This Four Seasons room is contained from the rest of the basement. Now that is perfect because we've got this huge curtain wall. It opens the entire space up and the Four Seasons room all of a sudden becomes a part of the outdoor living space. But before we head out there, let's take a look at the rest of the Four Seasons room. This fan is a great idea. If there are bugs in this space, that will push the bugs out of your seating area. We also have really neat wood storage. This is super cool, and it goes all the way down to the tile. That way it's easy to sweep out and keep clean. Of course, it's right next to the wood burning fireplace unit. That TV above, of course, is very appropriate for hosting and entertaining. This hearth is just awesome. What a good accent for that quarry stone. I love how this space just overflows. Now let's consider you may not want to keep this open all the time, but you could still use it for access. So we pull this closed. It's really easy. I mean, there's a lot of weight to these doors. It's amazing that I can do that with one hand. Now everything's loose at this moment, but they get locked into place. There's a very easy latch. I just start from one end. I pull this, that's locked. I'll pull this one. This one locks as well. And take a look at this. Now I have a functioning door. There's just such great flexibility. I think that adds a great cool factor to this space as well. So we've got the nice fire pit. Of course, we are lakeside. It is just serene out here. You can hear all the birds singing. We've got that beautiful island, which we referenced earlier. And then there's the boathouse. Just keeps getting cooler around here. Take a look at all these boulders. We've got some incredible hardscaping as well. And we're using the same materials that were used on the house. That main feature wall is topped off with a mortise and tenon timber truss. That's the same style that we had inside the home, but not nearly as large. Now don't be fooled, that is still a massive Douglas fir truss up there. And of course, we've got that fireplace chase that doesn't just stop at the top of the deck, it continues all the way down. Looks very impressive with the way it jets out from the wall, adding more depth and dimension. If you're building along a lake, you need to consider this. You're oftentimes looking down at the view. That's why it's important to have a railing system that has minimal obstruction to it. This cable railing is perfect. Your eye passes right through it. As we make our way up to the main deck, I wanted to point out the cedar shakes in that upper gable. We've got that window that pours light into the loft above the bedroom. And then take a look at the roof overhangs. We're going from 2 feet to 3 feet. That extended rake on the overhang, that's what we call a craftsman style roof system. So follow me this way. We've got our double hewn log siding. This is a 12-inch double hewn. You're starting to see a trend of this on many of our videos. A lot of homeowners love this because you can only find it at Golden Eagle. Let's talk a little bit about home tech. So we've got Wi-Fi broadcasting all the way to the beachfront. That's of course important, and the speakers too. That's pretty cool. Now, there aren't just a few speakers around this house. If you had just one or two, those have to be pretty loud to be heard throughout the property. They're strategically located so that it's never too loud. Let's say if you're dining in this space, you're not being blasted out by those who want to hear the music down below. Now, this is a very popular gathering space because we do have a wood burning fireplace right over here. Now, this probably is something that you would think is a reclaimed timber, but it's actually molded out of concrete. That's a concrete fiberglass reinforced mold. That is awesome, and that's gonna handle the wear and tear of the harsh sun that comes down throughout the day, as well as snow that sits on top of this in the wintertime. Now, this surface below, you're gonna see this in the garage spaces. This is a polyaspartic polyurea coating. A lot of people would think it's epoxy. It is, it's much stronger, much more durable. Not only can it handle the wear and tear of garage surfaces, but also the elements all year round. And there is a synthetic texture added into this. That synthetic texture will not wear off over time like a silica would. We continue on, there's a maintenance-free decking. Of course, these rails and posts, these are maintenance-free as well. We've got a continuation of those cedar shakes up in this gable. I think that is a terrific decision. When you don't have a lot of wall space between this extra large trim and these corners, a smaller material like this is very appropriate. This is a fun lake, a lot of adventure out there. We see jet skis and boats all the time. This is a great party hangout area. The deck on this home extends out to the hot tub, which is why it's important to have access to the master suite right over here. The homeowners love having the hot tub out here. There's not a lot of light pollution, so they can enjoy the stars in the evening time. And of course, with the lake, there's always something to watch. And it continues to the garage. How convenient is this? We've got this eyebrow overhang. Whenever we do these timber overhangs, I think that they are awesome, especially with the arched brackets. We've got big windows heading into the garage.